Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So today I'm going to test out, I've done one thing before in the past, but I just did it really basic. A product called castmonite, which is an acrylic resin, not an epoxy type of resin. And I made these little starfish, just little bits and pieces. I just wanted to see how it worked. They're really cool. I quite liked it. It's going to be really good for using for outdoor coasters, which are going to be out in the sun, because they can handle it's not going to yellow in time like a normal epoxy resin would. So what I'm going to do this time is I am going to coat my molds. So I've done some already. Well, I've done most of them already. I'm just going to show you this last one. So this is a interference blue mica. So we're just going to paint this on. So it's just getting a soft brush and just kind of painting the surface. I have no idea how this is going to work. I haven't even done this much with real resin. Done it with painting the mold with micas. But this here, to colour the acrylic resin, it's actually an opaque color, and you really need you can't just, well, you can use micas, but they don't actually, you kind of waste a lot because it's an opaque. It's got to push all the way through all of those layers, so you're gonna use like proper oxides, and I don't actually have any oxides, so not yet. So I'm going to do it this way. So the other way that I have put some colour, some just normal acrylic paint, into the castmonite. Now the reason for that is it will give it some colour, but again, because it's an opaque, it's going to lighten whatever colour you put in. So it's just a bit of fun. But this is a starfish. I just wanted to do something fun and interesting. This is a new mold, so I have got a mask on while I'm doing this too, because you're using micas. Now see, you don't use very much at all, so let's hope this all works out the way I plan. So I've got the starfish with the interference. I've got these three which I've done purple, gold and emerald, and purple and gold. And then I have this mold which I have done two different greens in this one, a gold in this one, and a red in this one. And down here I just sprinkled some glitter. I don't work with glitter very much. I'm as much as I like pretty colours, I'm a bit of a bloke, and the glitter doesn't really suit my fashion. And I got it out, tried to put it in here, and I made a complete mess. I'm not used to working with it, and I put it away before I got glitter in everything, which is quite possible I would do. So in here I have 100 grams, I'll show you the packet actually, castmonite base. So I've got 100 grams of powder here. And then in this cup I have 40 grams of the castmonite liquid. And then I added 7 grams of lamp black mont paint, which has made this quite dark and black. But once I add the powder, it will change colour. I wanted it to be a grey tone, so it's quite dark at the moment on the stick, but I'm pretty sure once I add the powder, it's going to completely change it. So this is my plan. Now, don't put in bit by bit. This will harden up really quickly. So virtually, I'm dumping it all in. And then I'm going to stir. It feels super, super thick and chunky. It's a really strange thing to use when you're used to using resins, because it's the consistency that kind of throws you. too thick for my liking. I don't know how to work with something so thick and then get it into a mold. So you just have to keep stirring. Don't stop stirring. If you stop stirring, it will set. I don't even think I've got a tad of water here next to me to even add. Bradley, could you get me a little bit of water quickly? Please. So as long as I keep stirring, it won't set up. So, but I'm going to add a little bit of water. The problem with doing that is it will increase the set time, and it possibly may make it not as strong as a complete product. But I'm not using it for building purposes. I'm making some little ornaments. So thank you very much. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water. When I mean a little bit, I mean probably another 7 grams. I may have even added too much, who knows. This is why some people do test runs. I remember it was very thick the first time I made it up too. Like everything, you've got to just get used to your products. And this is a fun little test. I like to do my tests on videos just so everyone gets to see what's happening. So now we're just going to pour into the molds. I'm going to start with the ones I've already done. See, it's still quite thick. Let that settle in. Put a bit in these. Okay, now, if you've got anything left in the cup, don't stop stirring it. I'm going to need a bit more in here, but first I'm just going to spread this out a bit. Now I need to get into agitating this very soon to bring those bubbles up to the surface. Probably go a little bit more once I start patting that down. And if a little bit goes over the edge, don't stress too much because it actually breaks off quite easily if you do it within the first day or so. If you leave it after that, it starts getting harder to actually maneuver. Alright, I've got a little bit left. Oh, there's another one over here I didn't do. And I'm just going to fill in one of these hearts. I don't like to waste anything. I hate wasting my resin. I hate wasting paint. When you're just a little hobby artist and you're spending your pay, your normal weekly job to buy all your art supplies, you kind of get a little bit frugal with wasting anything. Okay, that's done. Now I really need to start got to tap those bubbles out. Some molds are easier than others. As you can see, this one's a thickish mold, so it shouldn't be too hard, but you just want to get it I'm going to have some overflow on this one. I can see it already. In that corner, please. In that corner. Now this is going to be the hardest one to maneuver. This one's very, very flexible. Out the way, you. This one's got overflow on that bottom one, but that's just plain black. So that was just using up the excess, so I don't mind so much. I really should put these on a harder surface so I can bang that whole surface. Sorry for the noise, everyone. Okay. Oh, now I can stop panicking. So, that was fun, but I was a little bit nervous. Trying to rush to get it all done in time. These here will set relatively, I'm going to say an hour. It could even be less. I added water. So I'm going to leave them for a bit over an hour. Probably I'll check one of these ones that doesn't have micas in about an hour and a half. And I might even check one in an hour and a half and see how set they are. And then we get to come back and actually demold the whole lot and see what happens. But yeah, that was fun. A little bit panicky, but let's see how it turns out after the break. Okay, back soon. Hi everyone, we are back. So I have unmolded one, which was just this plain black one, and it feels like it's actually dried well. So I'm not going to try bending it or anything because there's still a little bit. It's not like resin where they're a bit soft. They can just be a little bit brittle. So ultimately, I've just unmolded it and it's kept its shape. So now I just have to keep it somewhere where it can keep drying. So they actually stayed a little bit more darker than I thought they would. Even the cup, I thought it was going to go a lot more, lighter. Because when I did the red ones, I added red and it turned quite pinky. But must be a lot more pigment in this black. So quite happy actually that it has stayed black, because that's what I was after. I just assumed it would go very grey. So first of all, I'm going to unmold these ones that had glitter. So just do this carefully, because they're still, as I say, they're not bendy, they're just brittle. So you don't want to like be too rough with it, because it can actually crack. Okay, so yep, the glitter's in there. Looks like some of it's floated to inside the castmonite, but there's still enough on the surface to give it that sparkle. This isn't something I plan to like sell off or anything. I just wanted to make it to see how it worked. So I'll put that one down and I'll unmold this other one. Okay, a bit more movement in this one. So in the middle, it looks like they've floated a little bit. The rounds around the edges have stayed there. Now see how there's a little bit of overflow in this? You can just break it off with your fingers, but I will leave that until it's a little bit more harder, and then it will break off a bit more easier. Okay, so let me go for the starfish. So they're coming out of the molds really easy. Oh wow, so that mica has definitely stuck to it. Don't know how well you guys can see that shimmer, but that's the sangria color in mica. So there's not a lot on the sides, but I don't think I painted the side of the mold as much. It was a bit hard for me to do, but that I'm happy with. Now this one is the one that had a lot of overflow. This was this seashell one. See how there's all that? I'll leave that to dry and then I'll just break it off. Again, this has got the black back tone, but you can see all the green shimmer from the mica that I painted in there. So that's actually really pretty. I like that. And I painted two different colors. There was a jade at this end and a emerald at that end. So I kind of tried to give it a slight different look. Now this was a gold one. Ah, yep, definitely gold. Awesome. I'm really, really pleased with these. So there's only a little bit of mica left in the mold still, which I'll just have to wash out. But it's picked up enough that it's actually given it really good colours. I'm super happy about that. Now, this is a plain love heart. As you can see, just a plain black love heart. So let's put the plain one there and there. Now these are the ones which I painted two different coloured micas. Oh, there we go. Gold runs down into the purple. There's a little bit on the sides, but again, I didn't paint the sides as good as I probably should have. Oh yeah, green and gold. I try to mix the gold in with the green a bit better on that one. So there's some gold in the green side, but not a lot. And I think this one was just solid purple. Yeah. Ah, cool. That's really pretty. I don't know how well you guys can see the actual reflection in this. So I've unmolded everything but this one, which is the interference blue. So they usually come out of the molds quite easily when they're a simple design. Just be careful with them. Oh wow, that is definitely interference blue. That's beautiful. This one didn't have as much overflow, but you can see there's a little bit of lip, and just rubbing my finger on it, they're just breaking off. But I will do that properly once it has dried. I might give it a little sand just to get off any imperfections in the edges. But that's the blue. Oh, that's beautiful. Super happy. So that one's come out a lot more shinier, probably because the mold is maybe a bit more of a shinier mold. These ones are a little bit more flat. Same with those. This mold isn't exactly a shiny mold. They always come out a bit matte in tone, but that doesn't matter because I'm making these to use in different projects. So we'll just have to see what I don't actually know what I'm going to make with them, but I love them, so I thought I'll make something with them in the future. But yeah, so if you have any overflow, I'll just move this guy so it doesn't get damaged. See how it just breaks off? So if you wait till it's properly dried, so it'll take another hour or so out of its mold till it hardens up a bit more, then this will probably break off a little bit more uniform, but then I can sand that back a little bit. The only thing I do sometimes find, not on that one, there's a couple of them that when you're tapping it to make it level, you kind of get a little raised bit at the back that you just might have to sand off. No, none of these got that this time. But I'm going to go put these on something, take them out into the sunlight and get some a little video or some photos of it then. So you'll either see photos or a video of the completed bits out in the sun. But this is got to be my favourite. So super happy about that. All right, so I'll pause it and you'll see me soon. Okay, bye.